Armchair Safari, the daily live stream where we find a piece of cool design online and try to become better designers by tearing that design down, looking at what's good about it, what should we take away and use in our designs, what's bad about it, meaning what should we try to avoid in our designs, or what can we learn from this example as something that we shouldn't do. And the third and most important thing, does this work for the end user? So if you want to jump in, if you have any opinions, if you have any thoughts, jump right in. There's a chat somewhere around this window. If you just want to look at the design, it's in the description or in the next post if you're on X. So let's jump in and look at this because this jumped out of my feed this morning. So Arthur Lambilo, maybe? Sorry, my French is terrible. So something like that. Art Lambie on X posted this absolutely freaking amazing exploration of a warning banner for Clay HQ or Clay app. So if you don't know Clay, Clay is a beautiful personal CRM, or I think team CRM at this point as well. It's a absolutely incredibly well-designed app and service, and I definitely recommend you check it out. But I just wanted us to look at this because it just blew my mind. Oh, the selection thing was terrible. Please don't. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I love the fact that you can select text and images in macOS, but sometimes it just completely wonks out. All right, can you see this? I hope you can see this. Yes, perfect. All right. How freaking awesome is this? So first of all, the black app all around it, this is Clay. This is what Clay looks like, and it has done for a couple of years now. So it is very dark. It is very clear, very clean. And it is like super modern, but in an extremely toned down, minimalist kind of way. So when I saw this alert box, I was like, holy crap. Because this looks like a modernization of like an alert box from a pre-DOS OS. This is from something like early 80s or 70s, like a computer terminal at a bank sort of alert box. But it's hyper modern. It's using like super crisp typography, really interesting striping over here to get this alert vibe really going. It's really cool. Eric Eng joins in the chat. Hey Eric, and says under construction, and hell yeah, I totally agree. This does feel like a sort of under construction sign, and good connotation, since this is an alert for you using a beta version of iOS. Be aware that this might not be the best experience. Yeah, it is basically an under construction sign, and it looks like one with that striped pattern. But with the text, I think it is even like a monospaced font, or like it's almost maybe a typewriter font in the body text, but the regular sans serif in the header gives it just an additional vibe of like warning, system message, while at the same time being hyper modern in every way. Yeah, I just love this. It's a complete contrast of like a modern implementation of a completely retro vibe. Absolutely love how Archer's done this. Really love the use of fonts to create this difference. Really love the striping. I kind of wonder how he's done this, but since this is an iOS app, maybe this is some sort of iOS magic going on. I don't know. Having the corner radius equal all around it, even across the close button. I just really like that detail. I'm not sure if it's even necessary, but it's a really nice. I don't know. It just makes it feel this like super modern, like it's a card sort of thing, even though it's very clearly an alert box. I just realized that alert boxes are not even a thing on iOS. I just took it for, because this looks so nice, I just took for granted that you should be able to have something like an alert box, but you don't. Right? An alert box on iOS is the iOS system message, the thing that pops up across your screen that says like, are you sure you want to allow this app to use your microphone or whatever. So this is actually like a bastardization of an OS pattern from a different era. So they're using a desktop pattern on an iOS machine, on an iOS app to sort of make it even more clear that this is something is wrong. Something is weird, and you should be very aware of that. I love this. All right, so let's dive into the three things. What is good about this? Well, I've talked myself to death about what is good about this. Pretty much everything is good about this. This is a beautiful piece of design. And what is something bad about this? And Eric actually just jumped in the chat and said the padding could use some love. And I completely agree. Yeah, the padding could definitely use some love. It looks off-centered right now. It looks like on the right side you have more padding than on the left. Pretty sure that's an optical illusion, but that is what it looks like. So it definitely needs some love. Same thing is true with the height. I think the line height is a little off, and the padding on the y-axis is also a little bit off. Not like super sure about the padding in the header. That is either great or it's really wonky. I can't tell. Actually, I would need to play around with it to be to have like a strong opinion on it. But it looks like something that I would like to see some variations on. Like, what would this look like with double the amount of padding, and just see what it looks like. Before the body, yeah, definitely could use some padding. So Eric just weighs in again with heading too close to top right corner radius. Let's see. Top right or top left? Heading too close to top right radius. Ah, yeah, there you go. Sorry, left. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I agree. This padding does look a little tight. The thing is, it looks as tight on the other side. So I don't know if this is like if the tightness actually creates a bit of a vibe here. It looks a little off to me, and it did to Eric as well, apparently. But it could also be creating this like cramped vibe, which I think he's going for because he's using the same sort of cramped vibe in the body text. I would still love to see what this looks like with twice the amount of padding, just to see like twice would be too much, right? So I'm saying twice because it would be an experiment to see would this look nicer with a lot more padding. Because so this is a general design rule from Sid Meier, the guy who created the Civilization games. He said that never ever start by optimizing with like tiny numbers. Always start by going to half or double, because it will show you much faster if you're going the right way or not. And I do sort of the same myself. I don't always go twice or double, but I usually do like big changes to see like what would it look like with a lot more padding. Oh, it would look worse. Okay, then that's probably not going to help, even if it's 2 pixels. And then when I know which direction I'm going, then I start like tweaking the numbers one by one and seeing where we end up. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I would love to see this in Figma, just to like fiddle around with it to see if this would be like if it would improve or not if you remove this cramped effect. I'm not sure. Could be. Anyway, third most interesting thing, does this work for the end user? I mean, in this case, the context is very clear. You are using Clay and you're using it on a beta version of iOS. So what this is supposed to do is take up a lot of your attention to tell you you are using something that is buggy. Be aware. And I think it does that very clearly. So I think it's a very, very good idea. But Eric weighs in again here with, you want to be careful with stealing viewport real estate, but a few additional pixels won't hurt. Totally, totally true. So he's talking about the vertical padding, and totally agree with that. The only reason you would keep it like this would be to have a feeling of compression so that it's wide, not high. but I'm not sure that's a good way to go. It might definitely be worth just allowing it to breathe a little vertically. But then again, this is something that I would like to play around with before I have like a strong opinion on it. Regarding if people can actually use this though, yeah, I think this is a great design because it so clearly communicates what you're trying to make it communicate. You wouldn't possibly miss this. And because of the color, because of the striping, it doesn't give you the feeling of an error. It gives you the feeling that this is an information that is like Eric said, it's a work in or not a work in progress. It's a under construction sort of thing. I think that makes total sense. And I think it really communicates what it's trying to communicate. So for me, at least personally, I think this would work really, really well. And I'm actually a little bit excited to download Clay again, maybe to install beta and see if this is actually going to make it into the app or not. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about today because this popped up in my feed this morning, and I just jumped on Arthur and told him like, "Holy shit, this looks awesome!" And I want to discuss it with you guys. So that's it for today. Now tomorrow is Friday, which means that this is not going to be a series stream tomorrow. We're just going to look at a bunch of awesome design. So if you have some awesome design you want to share, lay it on me, send it my way. And if you want to check out this under construction sort of alert box for iOS, check out what Artlambie is doing on X. And if you want to see it live, check out Clay app. It's a very good CRM if you need a CRM in your life. I know I do. And that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, guys. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye, bye, bye.